Mold, it's everywhere, on your food, in the air, on every surface. For most of human history, it was simply the enemy, something that spoiled food and spread disease.
As recently as 100 years ago, a simple scratch could kill you. Surgeons lost more patients to infection than to surgery itself. Pneumonia killed 1 in 3 who caught it. Medicine had almost nothing to offer. Doctors understood what was killing their patients. Bacteria. Invisible, everywhere, unstoppable. They just had nothing that could fight it without destroying the patient at the same time.
The answer had been growing on food in kitchens and laboratories for many of years. Nobody had looked closely enough to see it. The mold on your food, Penicillium, the same genus, the same family as the discovery that would change everything. It was always there. We just needed someone untidy enough to notice. Alexander Fleming was a Scottish bacteriologist working at St. Mary's Hospital in London. Quiet, methodical, slightly untidy. During World War I, he watched soldiers die in their thousands, not from bullets, but from infected wounds. Antiseptics available at the time were killing surrounding tissue faster than the bacteria themselves.
He returned from the war with one question he couldn't let go. Was there something that could kill bacteria without destroying everything around it?
In 1922, a drop of his own mucus accidentally contaminated a bacterial culture. The bacteria around it died. He had discovered lysozyme, a natural antibacterial enzyme present in human tears, saliva, and mucus. The medical world showed little interest, but Fleming understood something important. The human body already produced substances that killed bacteria. The right one just hadn't been found yet. In August 1928, Fleming left for his summer holiday. His laboratory bench was characteristically untidy. Petri dishes left uncovered, experiments unfinished. Mold spores are everywhere, in the air, on surfaces, on food. Under normal circumstances, entirely unremarkable.
When Fleming returned, he noticed something on one of the abandoned dishes. A mold had contaminated it. But around the mold, the bacteria were dead.
He didn't clean it up. He looked closer. Something the mold was producing had killed every bacterium within reach. In a perfect circle, the mold was Penicillium notatum, the same genus that grows on your food right now. He named the substance it produced Penicillin. In 1929, he published his findings.
The medical world showed almost no interest. Growing penicillin in useful quantities seemed impossible. The paper was filed. The discovery waited.
For 10 years, penicillin existed only on paper. Fleming continued his work. The world continued dying from infections. 10 years after Fleming's publication, 2 scientists at Oxford University began working on what he had found. Howard Florey and Ernst Chain read Fleming's forgotten paper and saw its potential immediately. World War II had just begun. Soldiers were dying from infected wounds again. Exactly as they had in Fleming's war 20 years earlier, the urgency was absolute.
Producing penicillin in useful quantities was extraordinarily difficult. Florey's team used every container they could find: bedpans, milk churns, biscuit tins. They produced enough to treat mice, not nearly enough for humans.
They needed industrial-scale production. American pharmaceutical companies had the factories. In 1941, Florey flew to the United States, carrying penicillin mold samples sewn into his coat lining, afraid of losing them. A USDA researcher named Mary Hunt was testing molds from local markets. One cantaloupe carried a Penicillium strain that produced 200 times more penicillin than Fleming's original. industrial production suddenly became possible. By D-Day in June 1944, enough penicillin existed to treat every Allied casualty. Wounds that would have killed a soldier in 1940 were survivable by 1944. The same infection that had defined warfare for centuries, suddenly manageable.
Fleming, Florey, and Chain were all offered patents. They all declined. They believed that medicine this important should belong to everyone, not to a company, not to a government, to everyone.
Today, penicillin remains one of the cheapest medicines on earth, pennies per dose, available in almost every country because 3 men decided it should be. In 1945, Fleming, Florey, and Chain shared the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. In his acceptance speech, Fleming said something the world wasn't ready to hear. He told us exactly what would happen next. We didn't listen. On December 11, 1945, Fleming stood at the Nobel Prize podium in Stockholm. The world was celebrating. Penicillin had saved hundreds of thousands of lives during the war. Medicine had been transformed. But Fleming used the moment to warn them. He said, "The time may come when penicillin can be bought by anyone. The ignorant man may underdose himself. By exposing his bacteria to non-lethal quantities, he will make them resistant." He described antibiotic resistance in 1945, before mass production had even begun.
Through the 1950s and 60s, antibiotics became miracle cures for everything. Prescribed for viral infections they couldn't treat, added to livestock feed, available without prescription in many countries. Today, 700,000 people die every year from infections that antibiotics can no longer treat. Bacteria have evolved resistance, exactly as Fleming predicted. By 2050, that number is projected to reach 10 million annually. More than cancer, more than diabetes. We are slowly returning to a world where infections are untreatable. The mold that Fleming almost threw away gave us nearly a century of safe medicine. Whether we get another century depends on decisions being made right now. He told us in 1945, in the same speech where he accepted the most important prize in science. We just weren't listening.